Salute, salute, salute everybody. What's going on? What's going on? If everybody some time to tap in and check in on this Saturday evening, night, morning, wherever you located at. Peace and power to everybody. 5 minute mark, I'm gonna get to work. We gonna get into this content. Some people some time to tap in and check in. Yeah, if everybody some time to tap in and check in, holla at me. We're gonna get into this content. Talk about Hollywood and the way they've been getting away with things and the way they've been doing things and you know just how a lot of people accept certain things that Hollywood do, certain things they put in the movies and don't really question it and question things they see and hear other people say and do definitely on this internet thing. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna definitely have a real conversation about it. Just give it to that 5 minute mark, that 5 minute threshold, and then I'm gonna get into the content. You know what I mean? Give some people some time to tap in. And as always, if nobody don't, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna just give it to the 5 minute mark. Have some patience. I mean, hope everybody's doing well. You know what I mean? Wherever the part of the globe you at on, hope everybody doing all right. No matter where you at, hope everybody doing all right. You know what I mean? Being humble, being grateful, being thankful, staying drama free, sucker free, headache free, everything that need to be free. Hope everybody dealing with that the right way. Like I said, headache free, drama free, sucker free, just being free of the nonsense and the propaganda in the games. You know what I mean? All right, let me do it. All right, so yeah, once I hit the 5 minute mark, I'm gonna do what I does. All right, so I'm gonna get into Hollywood or Hollyweird, as some people would like to say or like to call it. First and foremost, though, the first most important significant factor in this whole Hollywood thing is that the consumer, the fan, it's all based off what you accept as a consumer of anything, as a fan of anything. So when you want to consume someone product or products, it's important to do some homework or research on it. Not just consume it because you following or it sound good or it's trendy or look good. And a lot of times with a lot of the movies that come through or produced by a lot of those directors in Hollywood, it's always something connected to it that certain people or some people fail to realize. And see, people are big on people. I'm big on things, meaning I'm big on paying attention to things and people. I'm not big on people. Now, I just like to pay attention to things and people. So, me paying attention, they've been able to recycle a lot of movies and put them right back out. Like, recycle, like, it's like three parts to certain things that shouldn't have two parts. It's four parts to thing. So, they've been able to get away with that for a minute, for a long, extended period of time. Three and four things, three and four parts to a movie. And some people just be like, nah, it's all right. They'll watch it because a lot of other people watch it. They'll tune into it because it's popular. Salute to you, East Dad. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate that. So a lot of people like to follow. They follow what's trendy or they follow what's popular. You know what I'm saying? And with movies, that's what they've been doing for the last 40, 50 years. Look how many Friday the 13th they are. Look how many Halloweens they are. Look how many Beverly Hills Cop they are. Look how many Bad Boys they are. And how much can you play and twist a story? So that's relevant to me due to the facts, not because, due to the facts. I come on my platform and I talk about education the same way every time. Sooner or later, or somebody gonna be like, yo, but you said that in your last live stream, or you said that 2 videos ago. Man, I don't want to watch that no more. That's whack. And they got the right to say that. They got the right to see it that way. However, I peep game with Hollywood or Hollywood or quote unquote, when people like people, they don't say nothing because they like said actor, said actress. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna overlook if this is real funny or not, or if this is a lot of action or drama feel or romance. It's just I like such and such. It don't matter. See, I spoke about that before with music. I spoke about that with athletics as well. So it's like with this whole internet thing, you're not gonna find or be able to locate somebody that you subscribe to, for example. You're gonna like all of their videos, and that's nothing wrong with that. However, just because you like an actor or actress, you're not gonna like all their movies. Just like you buy a person that sing or rap or whatever type of music, you're not gonna like every song. You probably like majority of the album, but you're not gonna like every song. And that's all right. Because with the internet, you could still be subscribed to somebody's platform that people think is of status quo that won't never say nothing back. You won't unsubscribe. So with these movies, you'll keep consuming the movie based off the name. You ain't gonna get into how the storyline is the same thing or similar. You know what I'm saying? If it's a gangster movie, it don't matter how the people in the movie get shot up, or how they start selling drugs, or how they start robbing the bank. It's gonna lead to selling drugs again. It's gonna lead to robbing the bank again. Hello, Winnie. How you doing? Thanks for tapping into the live stream. Appreciate you. It don't matter how they start selling drugs, or how they start robbing banks, or how they start doing the criminal acts. It's going to lead to that, and that don't get criticized. Some of these movies get looked at as quote unquote hood classics. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same similar storyline to another movie that probably came out 5 or 10 years ago. And I understand they trying to join a new generation. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, though, is that how is it not watered down from the same thing you putting out there? Like, what you gonna switch up from Friday the 13th to Friday the 13th Part 2 to Friday the 13th Part 3 to Friday the 13th Part 4, Friday the 13th the final chapter, Friday the 13th Jason Takes Manhattan, Friday the 13th Part 9, and it's still going on and on, just a new cast of characters. So what I'm saying is that when you do it on the internet, people get upset. You ain't really saying nothing on your platform. All you do is gossip. All you do is spread rumors. All you do is bring information. All you do is try to educate. All you doing is being funny. All you doing is making a fool out yourself. That's what they're doing in Hollywood with the movies. If you're really paying attention to the movies, if you're really paying attention to the movies, they're recycling the same script, different actors. They'll switch up the scenery. They'll switch up certain things. Nah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. I'm thankful you're here. No problem. If you're here for 5 minutes or for 5 hours, I appreciate it. All right. Just make sure before you go, any videos, live streams, pre-recorded video, any videos that you like or that you deem worthy of your time, share that with somebody else that's important to you. That's all I ask. That's all I'm asking. I appreciate your time, though. So however long you could be here, thank you. So they recycling the same movies over and over. Like I said, they may changed up the cast of characters and maybe the scenery, but majority of the movies are being recycled. Majority of the scripts are being recycled. And I'm not saying nobody don't have a problem with it, but majority of people don't have a problem with it. So let's just say if they got 10 million viewers, 7 million ain't got no problem with it. 7.5 million people don't care. If they did, a lot of these movies and a lot of these producers and directors, they would stop doing what they're doing in reference to a lot of these movies and a lot of these scripts. Because they would understand that they can't get this off to the masses no more. The public, the people, they don't want to see this. They don't want to hear this. They could keep spinning the same storylines. Keep pushing and spinning the same storylines over and over. It don't matter. We going to keep pushing this out there. Whoever don't like it, don't like it. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep pushing the same story. And after a while, how that's not tiring, how that's not boring. It's the same thing. Same thing. You're not tired of the same old storyline, same old thing over and over again? And a lot of times, that's what they're doing. They keep pushing the same story, same story, same story. So when you look at it from that point of view, like I'm starting to do, well, I've been doing, but I'm starting to do it more on a larger scale because all they're doing is recycling. That's it. cycling the same old movies over and over again. And sometimes when people like myself point it out, some people say you're a hater, or some people say you just mad, or some people say it's not that big, or it's not that important, or it's not that serious. It's not about it being that big or that serious. I have to point it out because it's relevant. It's relevant. Pushing out the same product all the time. Same old movies. Part 5 to this, part 4 to this, part 3 to this. It's like, this didn't even need a part 2. But I get it. Somebody gave up the budget, so they went on and made it happen. And ain't nothing wrong with that. They went on and made it happen. Did it need another one? No. Because all they're going to do is play off and play with the storyline. That's all they're going to do. And some people ain't going to pay attention to it enough. And if they do pay attention enough, they don't care because of the star quality. I like this person, so it don't matter if they're giving me the same old movie again. Since I like who I like, I'm going to ignore that. But let it be somebody that we don't think is that popular, we think is all right. We're going to say something about it. We're going to question it. But the person got a name or status quo, we're going to ignore that. And then when you say people follow people, oh no, that's personal. People get offended. But they're able to recycle these movies and people don't look at it like because they're following the directors and the producers and the people that's running Hollywood. They know that. They know that they can get people with a name. They don't care. Because if they did, they wouldn't do what they do. They wouldn't keep pushing out the same movies the way they do. What's going on, friend? Thanks for tapping into the live stream. I appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in. If they did care, they wouldn't push out the same old movies all the time. They would change the movies. They would change up the script. And it's not only in Hollywood, even with a lot of movies that's on other platforms, the Tubies and all of that. And again, I'm not mad at it. I'm just pointing it out. The same way somebody would point out when somebody's on the internet doing something similar to what somebody else is doing the same thing with these movies. Doing the same thing. But I get it. They got way more money. They got way more star quality. So I'm just a hater. I'm just mad because I ain't in their position. So that's why I'm talking about it. Which is totally untrue. I'm just speaking about it because they able to get away with the same old watered down product. That's what this is about. Nothing else but that. They're getting away with the same old watered down product. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. So for me and to me, that's more the issue than anything else. They're able to get away with the same old watered down product. And like I said, when you call it out or point it out, you a hater. You mad. You hating on the people with the name or with the star quality. And none of that's true. You just point it out because it's facts. And you can see it now a lot more clearer than a lot of other people. And even if they could see it, again, they starstruck. It's the name. It's the people who it is in said movie or on said sitcom or whatever it is. So it don't matter if you're watching a sitcom and the jokes ain't funny. If you're watching the stories, it's the same old storyline. Somebody getting with somebody's wife, somebody getting with somebody's man, somebody getting with somebody's woman. Same old storyline. But let somebody do it on the internet, oh no, that's whack. No, I'm saying they trying to be like such and such. Oh, but you don't think that movie was like such and such? You don't think that director seen, okay, well, they made a movie about hustling and selling drugs and killing people or unaliving people or genocide, so I could do that. I got a budget now. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna get some name brand actors in this movie and some name brand actresses, and I'm gonna just put a movie out there. People gonna cling to it. It don't matter if it's the same old storyline. I got the Hollywood behind it. I got Lionsgate or whoever behind it. So it don't matter if it ain't really about nothing. That's not the point. That's not the point. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And what's real about that is that they know the masses gonna accept it. They know the public gonna accept it. Again, because of the star quality. People idol worship. So that's why they could keep pushing out the same product. People idol worship. You got a bunch of followers and a little bit of leaders. That's how come Hollywood could do it too. Because nobody wants to be a leader no more. They want to follow. They want to look up to other people and want to know why they be looked down on or down upon, because they looking up to other people. They don't look up to themselves. But they want to look up to an actor or actress, or they live their lives through movies. They live their lives through movies. I've seen several movies that I relate to, or can relate to, or did relate to, or could relate to. However, I'm paying attention to the fact that a lot of that is watered down. A lot of it is recycled. They're bringing back the same old thing over and over again. And the masses is accepting it. Oh, that's such and such in the movie. It's going to be good because they can act. Can they really act? Or are they putting out the same script and you're not paying attention? They be putting certain people in movies that ain't even funny. They put certain people in romances that it's not even romantic. They put some people in action movies that they don't even know about action. They put people in gangster roles that ain't fitting the bill, but the person has a name behind them. So we just gonna use their name and their star quality to make some money, to get people to consume this. And I love the fact that they know people gonna do it. People gonna dumb down and idol worship and follow. And say, man, such and such is hilarious. So such and such can act real good. And that's how they get you, because they portraying to be something or someone that they're not. And it still goes back to my initial point. Why when people on the internet do it, it's a problem? Why when people on the internet acting? Oh, they're really not like that in real life. But the movies you're watching, those people aren't like that. You ain't mad at them. You ain't calling them out. They're acting too. Oh, I get it. Since they got a bigger name, you're going to excuse them for acting. But the people that ain't got a big name, they ain't really got no money or no star status or no status quo, they can't be acting. I'm going to say something. But the people that got a name and status quo, they can act all day and get them their flowers while they stand. But the people that you may deem or they ain't really like that in real life. They just on the internet portraying a role. But that's what those actors and actresses are doing in movies, portraying a role. But the people on the internet can't do that, though. But the people in Hollywood could get away with that. But the people on the internet can't do that. They can't do that. That's a problem. They can't portray no role. Can't portray no role. They can't do that. But the people in Hollywood could do that, and they don't get called out. But when other people do it, they fake. They portraying the role. Why they front for the internet? What you think those actors and actresses are doing for the camera? Fronting it off, playing a role. They want to get paid. And they're going to do whatever it takes to convince you that this is who they really are, or this is what it really is. And majority of people feed into it. They start to want to be like fictional characters from movies. But when people on the internet do it, it's a problem. They're fake. Why they get on here and perpetrate? Why do actors perpetrate? Because they're acting. So why would I want to fault somebody on the internet for acting? That's what they do in Hollywood. They act, right? So when somebody gets on the internet and do it, what's the problem? You're watching the movies where they're portraying something or someone that they're not. That's what they're doing. They're portraying something or someone that they're not. That's what they're doing. They're fake. I lost a lot of respect for them because they know they ain't really about that. They ain't living the life they said they was living. But the actor or the actresses, they lying, they fronting too. They doing it to get paid. That was the person on the internet looking to do. Get paid. Get subscribers. To get people to like or believe in the character. Whether that character is fictional or not, they don't care. They want about subscribers, likes, shares, attention, comments, getting paid, everything that come with that. Same thing the actors is doing. Looking to get paid. Looking to get followers, attention, money. But when people on the internet do it, they're fake. They're acting. They are? Okay. So what people doing in the movies? Acting. Acting. So if somebody wants to get on the internet and act or put on a show, I have no problem with it. Just like I don't have no problem with the movies. I just have a problem with they using and spinning the same storyline over and over, and ain't nobody tripping on a large scale. So a few people, no, that's not the same. So if it's 10 people, 8 people ain't tripping about the same thing being pushed. So that would be 80% of the people. No, maybe 30, maybe even 40% of the people like, man, I'm tired of this. How many they gonna make of this? How many they gonna make of that? But on a large scale, nobody not saying nothing about it. On a large scale, nobody saying nothing about it. So at the end of the day, Hollywood has been able to recycle the same thing over and over. And what's severe, they're going to keep doing it. Because people are going to keep tuning in. And like I said, I get it. They're doing certain things for a certain generation now that haven't seen it. I get it. But it's older people that have seen it. I'm supposed to let them know, nah, man, you ain't got to even waste your time on that. And if they still decide they want to see it or spend their money, that's their prerogative. But I know certain things that I've seen, and I'll tell my kids or another family member, but that's old though. That came out in the 90s and that came out in the early 2000s. Ain't no need to see that. You can see the one they came out with already. How much they're going to switch it up from that. They just doing this for a money grab. It's going to be the same storyline. They're going to tweak a little bit of things, but they ain't going to tweak everything. They're going to tweak a little bit of things and change up the cast of characters. That's majority of what they're going to do. Just change up the cast of characters. You know what I'm saying? That's it. What they going to do? Changed up the cast of characters. That's about it. Because they know people still going to support it. People still going to watch it. How come? Idol worshiping. Like I said, celebrity status quo, following. Because they know majority, not all, but majority of people don't think for themselves. They need someone else to tell them how to feel, what to think, what to believe, what to accept, what to reject. A lot of people don't really get it that they idol worshiping because they always worrying about and following what somebody with status quo saying or doing. That's the issue. So that's what Hollywood has been able to do. Spin movies around for 30, 40 years. Carla, what's going on? Sis, what's going on? Thanks for tapping into the live stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time on this Saturday evening. Hope all is well with you. That's what Hollywood has been able to do. Spin it. Like I said, how many Jasons they done made? They done made billions off of that. How many Halloweens they done made? They done made billions off of that. How many Freddy Kruegers they done made? They done made billions off of that. How many Beverly Hills Cops they done made? They done made billions off of that. And I'm not knocking the people. Get your money. By all means, get the money. I'm saying that people accept things. But the things they dispute and argue with somebody doing the same thing on the internet. Like, oh, damn, he talk about the same thing over and over. Okay, you haven't seen part 1, 2, 3 of a movie that you're still looking at? You still watching the same old sitcoms with the same watered down, dry comedy or dry lines? You still watching the same old soap operas with the same old drama and dramatics? Somebody sleeping with somebody, man. Somebody cheating on their wife. It's the same old storylines. And I'm not mad at the people. Get the money. I'm just pointing it out. That's what I'm doing. I'm pointing it out. Because it's the same old storylines getting spent. And not everybody, but majority of people is letting it go. Meaning they ain't sweating it because of they like this person. I like this actor. I like this actress. That movie gonna be good. It is. I done seen movies where it's like part 2, part 3. Now I'm good. And been in a setting where I was around family or somebody like, nah, this such and such, and they got it on. And it's like, I sat around it or sat through it. It's like, really? So it's like, how long am I going to sit through the same old movies all the time? I'm going to sit through the same movies over and over? The same storylines over and over? For what? For what? I ain't going to be running up my light bill on that. I ain't going to be having Hulu and Netflix subscriptions for that. Watching the same old movies on Pluto or Tubi or Cinemax or Showtime and Stars, the same old storylines. But if I come on my platform and do that, oh no, his platform, unsubscribe, he whack. He always talking about education. Or he always talking about your diet or how to better yourself. Okay, well, tell me what movies ain't doing the same spinoffs, doing the same thing. But Steven Spielberg's still getting paid. Wes Craven's still getting paid. Stephen King's still getting his money up. But yet and still, I do it, or people on the internet do it. Oh no, but they really ain't like that in real life. They're acting. What do you think the people doing with the movies you watching? Acting, that's not really who they are. But they get a pass. When somebody get on the internet talking greasy, they talking real greasy. They ain't like that in real life. That's what people do in movies. How you know they ain't seen a lot of movies? And the movies is influenced them or encouraged them to believe they could come on the internet and do that. How you know music ain't encouraging and influencing people to think they can do that? Oh, we gonna ignore that though. We ain't gonna talk about the impact that that a movie or music ad on somebody while they coming on the internet, again, not being real, being fake, right? Okay, well, people not being real in movies, and it's coming out with 3 and 4 parts, and the majority of people ain't tripping. But somebody get on the internet to do it, majority of people gonna start tripping. I'm saying, but she not really like that. He not really like that. They're being fake. That's what's going on with these movies. That's what's going on in Hollywood. That's what's going on these sitcoms. People are being fake. That's not changing the viewership. But when somebody's doing it on the internet, it's a problem. Again, I want people to be themselves. I'm just pointing it out because, again, the name means something to people. Since it's Hollywood, they can get away with it. They can put actors in it, and it's like, it don't matter. I like that actor. I like that actress, so it don't matter. If they gave me the same storyline back in 2000, if they gave me the same storyline back in 1990, they gave me the same storyline back in 1970, it don't matter. I'm going to go with that. Because I like that actor, I like that actress, so it's all right. That's acceptable. But somebody get on the internet doing it, it's a problem. They're fake, they're not real. Okay, so what's the difference between the people who acting? They doing the same thing. They portraying a role to get paid, to get recognition, to get attention, to get a bigger slot, a bigger role, or a bigger position. Same thing on the internet. More subscriptions, bigger people to watch them, a bigger platform, and to get somebody to invest in what they're doing. Same thing. Same thing. So somebody get on here and talk reckless and talk disrespectful, it don't matter to me because people doing it in movies. Don't matter if people get up here and be disrespectful, people doing it in movies. So Hollywood could get away with it, but it's supposed to be censored on the internet. It's supposed to be restricted on the internet. You want to cancel somebody if they speak their mind on the internet, but people in movies and music could do that all day. They don't get censored, they don't get canceled. They could do that. It's all right. We're going to give them a pass. But do it on the internet, nah. They're going to run down on you. They're going to find your IP address and come track you down. But do it in the song and do it in movies, it's all good. We ain't got no problem with that, though. We ain't got no problem with that. But if I get on here and call people out and say things that people deem disrespectful, somebody going to cancel me, run down on me, track me down, or make a bunch of videos talking about how I play myself, who I think I am, and all that. But those directors and those producers in Hollywood, ain't no problem with that, though. We're going to get that to pass. That they keep spinning movies about selling drugs, genocide, degrading women, degrading men, bad relationships, no fathers in the household, men being able to have multiple women in movies and all of that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. But when you get on the internet and talk about it, we tired of hearing that. Why everybody was talking about relationships? Why they talking about relationships in movies? Why they do that? Oh, because they getting people with status quo to do it, and they know people idol worship. So we could use this person to talk about relationships, or we could use this person to sell drugs, or we could use this person to unalive people in movies. Or we could use this person to be a superhero, and it ain't no issue. We know we could draw people in, kids, adults, teenagers, so on and so forth. We could do that. They could use the same movie for 30 years. They just spread out the time. Okay, they drop one, hypothetically speaking, in 2010, they drop another one. In 2013, they drop another one. 2018, they drop another one. 2023. All they doing is spreading it out. That's it. But it's the similar storyline, different cast of characters. That's all. There ain't no problem with that, dude. Ain't no problem with that. Like I said before, there's plenty of ways to get 10. So if I'm saying 9 plus 1, then I say 8 plus 2. That's still 10. It's just another way I'm going to break down to get to it, but it's still 10. But they could do that with movies all day. They come out with Jaws 1, Jaws 2. Same thing. It's just about a shot. That's it. Who's gonna survive? So people are intrigued to see that. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see who's gonna survive. The man-eating shark. That's it. Same thing, same storyline. It's just spinning it with a different cast of characters. And you know what? We're going to ship this out to the people because they're dumb enough to accept it. But when people get on the internet dumbing out, they just on the internet being a clown. Or they're on the internet thinking they're a gangster. Or they're on the internet thinking they know about relationships. What do directors know that people that's creating their own lane on the internet don't know? They got a script. They got some people to fulfill the roles as actors and actresses. They get and gain a name. So now that they have a name, people stuck that don't want to admit it off the name. I like that actor, so they're just going to watch the movie. I like that actress. They're just going to watch the movie. But when people on the internet do it, they get knocked. People on the internet do it. They're not really a real healing doctor. They're not really a real relationship expert. They're not really a real health and fitness person. Like, whoa, what doesn't make the people in Hollywood real people? Because they was given a budget to create a movie. That's what make them real. And now they got a few people that you deem somebody fulfilling a role. So now they real. But when people on the internet do it, oh no, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. Don't allow people on the internet to give you misinformation. Don't allow directors and producers to give you the same storyline and keep spending the movie and you're spending money on it. Don't allow that to happen because that's been happening for 40, 50 years. People ain't been giving you the same thing on the internet for 40, 50 years because they ain't been around that long yet. But Hollywood been around that long doing the same thing. Same old storylines. TV been around doing the same old storyline. Various different stories. General Hospital, All My Children. All they doing is spinning the same storyline with different people. Somebody with somebody's wife. Somebody with somebody's husband. Somebody cheating on somebody. That's it. Same storylines over and over again. What people doing on a large scale? Gobbling it up. Let me come do that. Oh, he always talking about the same thing. Unsubscribe. He whack. He don't know what he talking about. What make his platform different from next person's platform? What make the movies different? What you seen one gangster movie, you seen them all. Bunch of people gonna get unalive. They're gonna have guns or grenades or high-tech weapons. Then it's gonna involve the police. Same thing. Same old thing over and over. Same storylines. You're going to keep spinning and pushing the same storyline. You're going to keep doing that. You know why? The masses going to gobble it up. They ain't going to question us. Then when people do have platforms and say, yo, people be idol worshiping. People be worshiping stars. People be worshiping singers. That's taken personal. But it's proven because Hollywood could push anything on people. They could put anything on the TV screen. It's the same storyline, and ain't nobody questioning it on a large scale. I'm not saying nobody at all. On a large scale, because if it was questioned on a large scale, the directors, the producers, the people who run TV and Hollywood, they would come up with better storylines. They would come up with better scripts. They wouldn't give you the same storylines. All they're doing is either spreading them out and changing the people around, changing the cast of characters. They wouldn't do that no more because they would understand that the masses ain't having it. They would understand that. So no matter how some people may feel about some people on the internet, they forced to change up quicker than the people who got way more money, who got way more resources. I can't keep doing the same thing. And I ain't got as much resources and money as the people in Hollywood or as the people in TV or on a larger scale with media. I ain't got the bread to do that. But I always talk about motivation. I always talk about education. But look, I ain't doing that today. They could keep spinning the same storylines and making billions of dollars. And it ain't an issue. And it ain't a problem. You're going to keep giving me the same old stories. Like I said, different cast of characters. Just spin it around. Just going to spin it around. Then they try to manipulate the mind and say, this is based off a true story. Come on. That's another way to try to get you emotionally connected and attached to it. This is based off a true story. You know how many movies they could make that say based off a true story? All they got to do, if that's the case, all they got to do is let the cameras run and go around the whole country, and they could get a movie from something they could see and film every day based off somebody's life. If that's the case, if we basing this off true stories, that's all you got to do. Go around certain parts of the world, and you could just let the camera run. You know what I mean? And that'll be a movie. Because some people won't believe that this is actually filmed. If we base things off true stories, then. Oh, this is based off a true story. So now people, yeah, no, but they said this was true. Who's the they? The director? The producer? Who? Who said this was true? And we need to actually believe it. But when people come on the internet say this is a true story, oh no, they exaggerating. They just saying that for subscribers. They just saying that for views. They just saying that to get you to give them a thumbs up. What you think they doing in Hollywood? They saying that and doing that to get you to spend your money, to get you to watch the movie. They gonna say whatever they got to say to get that product sold. Like, come on. When people on the internet do it, they not real, they fake. Like, so Hollywood has been able to get away with that for so long. Give you the same storyline, switch it up. Fighting over the same old things all the time, or fighting for the same things all the time. Same narrative all the time. And more now than back in the days. At least back in the days, they was trying to be creative. Now, they know people was dumbed down and lazy, so they ain't even trying to be creative no more. At least they was trying back in the 70s and the 80s and all that. They was trying. Now, they don't even put no effort no more. Like, man, ain't got to put no effort. People know who I am. They just going to support it. They ain't going to question it. And again, on a large scale, there's some people that do question things. Excuse me. It is some people that do question things. It is some people out here that do actually do movie reviews, music reviews, book reviews, TV show reviews, because they get it. They pay attention. They're like, man, nah, they done gave me this 10 years ago. And then they do it because I get it's a whole nother generation of people out there. They're like, yo, we're going to remake this movie right here. And you probably got an aunt, an uncle, a mother, a father, a grandfather, a grandmother. Sugar, that's old. That was out back in such and such and such time. And it's like, oh, yeah, all right, yeah, no, I still want to see it. It's like, wow, you're going to do is waste your money. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your money. You can do what you want to do with your money. I'm just trying to give you some advice. So you ain't got to waste your money. You ain't got to waste your time on the same old storyline, just spinning it. That's all. Just spinning it. Like I said, change the cast of characters. It's a lot of the same things. How many bad boys they got? 4. And I ain't got no problem with the people who win it. How many Jasons they got? I ain't got no problem with the people who win it. How many Screams they got? How many Mission Impossibles? Like, is this, it can just keep going. How many Star Treks they got? Like, it just keep going. And it's the same old storyline. Just keep going. Just keep going. When people on the internet do it, they whack. I'm going to unsubscribe. It ain't entertaining. But part 4 to a movie is entertaining. What can they do in part 4 that they didn't do in part 1 if you're really, really thinking about it? Not being emotional because you think somebody chastising or criticizing the fact that they're giving out the same storyline. Put the facts in and take the emotion out now and really pay attention. Really pay attention. Stop being starstruck. Stop idol worshiping and really look at it. Be like, damn, you know what? I gotta really pay attention. Like, how many parts do it take for you to understand that the people who's in control of this is how they see you. This is how they think about you. They don't even think about you enough to give you something brand new. They don't give you something that's watered down. So you buy a product and it's watered down. How long are you going to keep paying for it? How long are you going to keep paying for watered down wine, watered down liquor, watered down juice, soggy bread? How long are you going to keep paying for the same thing? But when something or somebody else say you do that don't have status quo, that don't have a name, it's an argument. Now you want to dispute it. Really? Nah, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So, again, when you're talking about Hollywood, this is what they've been able to do for a long time. This is what they've been able to get away with for a long time. A long time. For a long time. Because nobody's calling it out on a large scale. Got to call it out on a large scale. Stop settling for the nothingness they putting out. It's to settle. It's like they know people want to be entertained by the same old things all the time. They know that. So what they do, they keep putting the same things out because they know on a large scale, people ain't going to say that. And when people do say something, it turns into an argument. It turns into a headache now because it's like, damn, somebody else calling people out that's settling for that. So it becomes a problem because it's like, oh, well, they're a hater. They just mad at that person because they making money. They're not. This ain't about making money. It's about making it make sense. That's what it's about. Letting it add up. Got 3 or 4 parts to things that shouldn't be 3 or 4 parts to. And what people doing? Going to gobble it up. Why? Because of the names of the people involved. And then when people talk about that, you hating on that person. How am I hating? Like I said, I want to be able to do the same thing over and over. And I don't want nobody saying nothing, though, because people have been getting away with this in Hollywood for years. So I want to be able to do the same thing over and over. And nobody say nothing. Don't unsubscribe. Whatever money I'm making, keep letting me make money. If you cash apping me or whatever you're doing, super chat me, whatever, keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't be mad. Just keep doing it. Keep watching the same programming the same way. Because that's what Hollywood is getting away with. That's what they're getting away with. The media production programs, they're like, all right, yo, we're going to give it to the people like this time. Like I said, they're not even putting the effort they used to put because they used to put a serious effort into that. They stopped because they understand now, literally, that nobody is intelligent enough on a large scale to pay attention that they're getting the same old programming over and over, the same programming. So you're like, man, I ain't even got to sweat it. It's getting easier and easier to push out the same narratives and the same storylines. When it's romance, it's a dude trying to sweep a woman off her feet allegedly from a dude that she don't want to be with or deal with or she don't think highly of. Or it's a woman trying to come into a man's life and make him either cheat on his wife or leave his wife and start a family with her. And people actually think that's going to work out. Because if he's willing to leave his wife for you, why you don't think he'll be willing to leave you for someone else? And if that woman is not willing to deal with that man, why you think if you get with her on the level that he's with her, she gonna really want to be with you down the road when something ain't right? It's a money scheme, and I'm not mad at it. I'm just pointing it out. It's a money scheme. And Hollywood been able to push this narrative for years. For years, decades, same old thing. Same old thing. Same thing with the cartoons too. Same old cartoons running. 40, 50, 60 years, same cartoons, same storyline. It ain't changing. It ain't changing. Can't keep putting that on them. Can't keep doing that. Meaning the people who putting it out there, you got to put it on people that's consuming it. They got to want more. The people who's consuming it. If they want more, then you'll see how they got to step their game up. Because the people are actually put more pressure on them to do better. They ain't selling for that no more. Like, nah, you can't just keep giving me these same old storylines. I want something more. I want something better. And you know what they have to do? They have to give you something more. They have to give you something better. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to allow them to keep giving you the same storylines and get away with it. It happens over and over again because they know people are starstruck. They know that. Who people like, that's all that matters to them. Who they like. That's it. Who we like. As long as we like the person, it don't matter if they selling us a bag of garbage. We going to buy it because we like them. Selling us a bag of garbage. We going to buy it. We like them. They selling us a bag of garbage. It don't matter. That's such and such. I'm going to buy that garbage. It don't matter. It don't matter. But that's what happened when you idol worshiping. That's what happened when you starstruck. When you caught up and you looking up to somebody. The people that you looking up to, you got to be real with yourself. They looking down on you. That's why I don't look up to nobody. Because I'm not going to allow somebody that quote unquote got status quo to look down at me or down on me because they believe or they think I'm looking up to them. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. But that's how this thing goes. People look up to these people and they're actually looking down to you and looking down on you because they know. Some people love these people more than they love themselves, more than they love their family. I love this actor. I love this actress. I love this singer. I love this athlete. I love this entertainer. What about yourself? You stop loving yourself to love them so much? What about you? So Hollywood get that. They know how to tap into people emotionalism so they could feed them with dopamine. Once you feed them the dopamine, they're going to come back. Like a drug addict, they got to come back. They need the next fix. Even though they know the fix ain't really a fix. It's just something, it's a temporary high. It don't last long. But they're going to come back for it anyway. Because it ain't about the fix no more. It's just about how the supplier putting it together. It ain't about the fix no more. It's about how the supplier putting it together. That's what it's about. The way the supplier putting this thing together, I'm going to go back for it. It's the packaging. It's the packaging. It's like on the internet. It's not about what the people saying all the time. It's the thumbnail. It ain't about what the people doing sometimes. It's the background music. It ain't about the content. It's about the content creator. So it's going to always be a reason to accept less when it comes to what people consume. Because the people who pushing it out there understand that. I could get this sold based off a name. Based off a name, I can get this sold. Nobody's going to question that. based off a name, I can get this sold. Because the masses ain't going to question this. They ain't going to do it. They ain't going to say nothing about it. Because I got names behind this. They wouldn't question that. They looking forward to these A-list celebrity names I got in this movie. They understand people idol worship. People look up to other people more than they look up to themselves. They don't not look up to themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They believe it to the people they're looking up to, though. They believe in that. So how long certain people going to allow these narratives to be spent about these movies, about these sitcoms? Because like I said, when it comes to this internet thing, ain't no holding back. Your platform trash. Oh, you talk about the same thing. Unsubscribe. I'm offended. Cancel this person. But you don't want to cancel them same sitcoms, them same TV shows, the same movies, the same storylines, same watered down products they've been pushing. Because the person has a name now, it don't matter. We're going to support it anyway. And I'm not telling nobody on no levels what to support. People could do them. I'm just talking about the fact that once people got a name and status quo, it don't matter what they push out there. The masses gobble it up. Not everybody. No, not everybody. But majority of do. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be pushing it out there more. Because they would understand that they're unable to do that. They can't get away with that. They can't just push it out there. Because the masses ain't going to gobble it up no more. But since the masses going to gobble it up, we're going to keep pushing it out there. Don't matter to us. We're going to keep pushing it. Why? Because ain't nobody going to say nothing. Nobody can tell us nothing. The masses going to keep accepting this. Why? Because we got a name. I wish they would tell me what I can't do. And like I said, I'm going to keep giving them this dopamine. I'm going to just package it differently. It's only going to be a temporary high. I know they'll be back. Next time I got something else, they'll come back. They'll be back. That's how this works. That's how this works. I ain't worrying about it. I ain't got to work hard to push this out there to the masses. And even when I want to fall back and I want to chill, they're going to come looking for me. So even when they ain't trying to push the dopamine out there, people going to look for that next fix in the same TV shows, sitcoms, and or movies that they know ain't about nothing. Because what they say, I'm bored. They want to be entertained. Want to be entertained. They ain't going to entertain themselves, so they're going to run something or someone else to entertain them. They ain't going to entertain themselves. They definitely don't want to educate themselves. I ain't even worried about that aspect of it. They definitely don't want to do that. That's boring. That takes too much time, effort, and energy to educate myself. But to entertain myself, I'm going to go look for it. I'm going to look for something entertaining. Because this right here, this is boring. I didn't know how to do all this thinking. I didn't know how to do all this studying. I didn't know how to do all this preparing. I just thought it'd be there for me. Yeah, I mean, you want nothing to be there, to be there. Same old nothing to shows. Same old repeat sitcoms. Same old watered down product. Go ahead, go get it. Gobble it up. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. And like I said, Hollywood and the people behind the media, they know what people are going to do. They know that. Do some movies deserve a sequel? Yes. Do all movies deserve a sequel? No. Do some movies deserve part 3? Maybe. Maybe. But to keep it going on, they turn these things into franchises like stores. Some movies got more stores than Mickey D's. Like they just keep going. It's just like, damn, this has been running for 50 years. For 50 years. Still running. And people still gobbling it up. Still gobbling it up. It ain't nothing. Like I said, how many Halloweens? How many Jasons? How many Freddys? How many Final Destinations? Like, just keep going. How many Bad Boys? How many Beverly Hills Cops? Just keep going. It just keep going on and on. How many John Wicks? Like, just keep going. That's what I'm saying. Do I think anything was wrong with those movies? No, I'm just saying they pushing the same storyline. And on a large scale, they pushing the same thing and they making money off the same thing. Over and over. 40, 50 years running. Same old movie scripts, changing the people up. Changing the people up. Like I said, when you talk about it, you bring it up, you a hater. Nah. Oh, you know what? I'll be a hater. Some people just ignorant like that. I'll be a hater. I ain't gonna say nah. I'll be a hater. But some people ignorant like that. They want the same old watered down storyline. They content with that. I'm not. I'll be a hater. I'll be that. But I ain't content with the same old watered down storyline from the same old movies, from the same old directors. How many screams it is? That's what I'm saying. You need all those screams? You need all those Jasons? You need all those Jaws movies? Okay, we know what's going to happen. A shark, you get in the water, a shark, we know. 3 or 4 of them, though. And I'm not mad at none of the people. Make their money. Get that money. Get that money. You keep doing the same thing over and over, though. Nobody saying nothing. Let me do it, though. Unsubscribe. Not interested. His content is corny. He keep talking about the same thing. You ain't said it about none of the movies, part 3 and part 4. If you did, let's have a conversation about it. That's what this is about. If you ain't tapping in right now, drop a comment on the replay. Let me know. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. But the same old storyline. Same old thing. Movies about heists, bank robbing, jewelry, a fancy diamond on some emeralds or something. Same thing. Different cast of characters. Maybe they'll say, okay, this movie was done in Brazil. This movie was done in Australia. That's all. They're going to film it somewhere else for some good scenery. But the storyline's similar. They just changed around the cast of characters. That's all they did. That's all they did. Of course, once I get monetized, start making a little bit of money, I can get a better microphone, some better equipment. But my storylines be the same. People gonna call me out. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because I didn't elevate. It's no growth. People don't always want to be inspired every time I come to my platform. People don't always want to be educated every time I come to my platform. People don't always want to be inspired every time I come to my platform. I understand that. It's called being versatility. or having, excuse me, it's called having versatility. It's called being versatile. So I get that. I get being versatile. I get that. But to push the same old stories over and over, that's all they've been doing. And it's been accepted for years and running and running. And every time someone call something out, they're a hater, or they're just jealous, or they're just bitter, or they're just upset. No, they're just tired of the same old thing being pushed out. That's what it is. And yeah, you can change the station. You could do that. Just like you could do it on the internet. You could change the station. Some people choose not to change the station. Some people choose to talk about the station that they don't want to see, they don't want to hear. Do that with those movies too, on a large scale. I know some people who have platforms just dedicated to that. Movie reviews, music reviews, food reviews, clothes reviews, because they understand things are being recycled. And the people that's recycling just trying to get the masses to spend their money on it though. They being lazy with it now. It's no effort being put towards it. That's what this is about. That's what Hollywood is getting away with. No effort no more. No effort. You're going to accept this, and that's that. We're going to promote it till you're tired of even hearing about it or seeing previews or coming attractions. We're going to bait you in. And once we bait you in, you got to spend your money. And that's that. And when we decide we're going to come out with a sequel, we're going to do that. We're going to bait you in with that too. Give you that dopamine again. Give you that little hit of these drugs that ain't going to last long. You'll be back. You'll be back. Same hit of the drugs that don't even last long. You'll be back. It's the dopamine. And they know that. And that's how they get you. Every single time. Every single time. It's the dopamine. We're going to get you. We're going to get you to come back with the dopamine. Once you come back, that's that. Ain't nothing. We're going to get you to pull back in dopamine. And they know people not going to dispute it, debate it, and argue it. But they know people going to argue and dispute it and debate it amongst each other. And that's what they want. That's what they want. But the same directors and producers and all that, they know they recycling the same old thing. They know that. And they don't care. They ain't sweating that. Like, nah, you're going to push the same thing out there. People going to suck it up. That's what they're going to do. People going to suck it up, suck it in. They don't care. It's what we do. It's what we do. Wish they would tell us something. Can't tell us nothing. We run this. We got this. We know people idol worship. We know it's a lot of puppets out there. And we could puppeteer these people. We know that. We know that. Puppets. And they know as long as they do what they do, they ain't got to worry about it. They get it. Because they know majority of people want to be entertained. And you can entertain them with the same old foolishness and stupidity. They're not going to question it. But let you question that. That's the same old thing. You're going to get labeled something. Because they don't want to pay attention. But with the same old foolery, oh, they're going to pay attention to that. Like I said, if I'm a hater, if I'm jealous, I'll be all of that. I'm just not naive to the fact that they're pushing the same old things over and over. It's recycled. It's recycled. So let somebody say, well, I'm saying, you said do the same thing. That's what they're doing with the movies. I'm following their script. And I don't mean that literally or logically. I'm just saying it to be facetious, to be sarcastic. I'm following their script. You ain't mad at them. Why you mad at me? Or why you criticizing me? You ain't criticizing them directors and them producers and them actors for giving you the same old movie, just with some different people and some different props. Same gangster film, doing the same thing, selling drugs and unaliving people, or it's a heist where they out to hit a bank and hit a jewelry store, and it's a special kind of diamond or emerald or something involved. Or now it's a redemption story. Somebody was in the street, now they're getting their life together. And I'm not saying those stories don't exist. I'm just saying it's the same storyline. Or somebody got their life together and now they got to save a town, or they got to redeem themselves, and they got to go back into a lifestyle that they used to be in and rescue family members or something like that. Same storylines. Different cast of characters, different scenery. Bottom line. That's all it is. That's all it is. And again, they know that, though. They know it. And they don't care. And they shouldn't care. Why? People spending their money on it. Why should they care? People spending their money on it. They making money off it, right? That's why they don't care. So I get it. I'm not asking why they doing it. I'm questioning how come people ain't questioning themselves by accepting it for so long. It's like the same pair of sneakers. All they doing is changing the shoestrings and the colors. You're buying the same sneakers with different shoestrings or a different color. That's it. That's it. When somebody's like, yo, you had them sneakers last 3-4 months ago. Now these ones got blue and green, and the other ones had red and black. It's like, it's the same sneaker. They just changed the color and the shoestrings. The last ones had black shoestrings. This one's got green shoestrings. Same sneaker. That's all it is. Same sneaker. So all they doing is switching it up. Same sneaker. They changed the design around a little bit. They might have had the name on the side. Now they got the name on the back. May have had the name on the back. Now they got the name on the front. That's it. You still paying for that? Like I said, when you call it out, you jealous, you hate it, you mad. Okay. I'm not naive to it, though. I'll be all that other stuff, but I'm not naive to it, though. I could peep it. The same old thing all the time. I'm peeping it. It's like being on the internet. I know I could put a lot of things in my titles. I refuse to. If you're going to pay attention, you're going to do that. If you're going to listen and learn, or you're going to learn and listen, you're going to do that. But I'm not going to put certain things in the title just to get people to do that. I ain't on that. My time going to come when people going to be flooding my comment section. When people going to be all on my platform. My time going to come. I got patience. I got tolerance. One thing I do know for a fact, when it happens, I'm going to be ready to embrace everybody and deal with it too, though. That's the thing. That's why I could do things like I'm doing right now. It's like I said, anytime somebody come to my platform, they don't always want to be motivated. They don't always want to be educated. They don't always want to be inspired. I get that. They don't always want to be encouraged. I get that. So that's why I do things like this. Talk about other things that's still not talking about people. I'm talking to the people. And I'm questioning things. So when I'm not speaking to the people, I'm questioning things. Food for thought. Something for the membrane. Something to make you think or rethink the process of what's being pushed to you. Who's pushing it to you? All that means something. Got a whole validity. Got a whole weight. Can't just let people keep giving you the same old watered down scenarios and situations. And you content with that. And if you are, then no problem. Just be mindful when other people doing it. Can't say they corny. Can't say they a hater. You can't say they following or nothing. Because now if they say, well, you idol worshiping, you watching the same old movies, that ain't about nothing. Watching the same old sitcoms, that ain't about nothing. All they doing is changing up the cast of characters. It's the same clown show. How they a hater? How? They just paying attention. Paying attention don't make you a hater. You just paying attention. You're aware that Hollywood can get away with giving people the same product. Sneaker companies can sell the same sneakers, different colors, different shoelaces. People ain't complaining. So when someone else do it that you think less of, let them do what they doing. You ain't got to consume their product. You ain't got to buy their product. But just because it's being called out, don't make them a hater. Just because they peeping game, don't make them jealous. Don't make them envious. That's all. Same way certain people want to watch what they want to watch. That's what they want to do. And in the same way certain people don't want to watch it, they don't have to. But it don't make them a hater if they like, man, people selling the same old movies. That came out in 1990. That came out in 2000. That came out in 2010. How they hated for that? They just calling it out. That's all they doing. When you do that, though, definitely on the internet, you become a hater. You become jealous. You on a rant. Who hurt you? Nah, nobody. I just dislike or I'm tired of the same thing being pushed out there. And it's being accepted. Then when I say or do something that's the same, people unsubscribe. They want to call it out, or they say it's boring. But it's been movies that have came out. It's been up to 3 and 4 parts. How is that not worth a call out on a large scale? I don't mean 3 and 4 people, a large scale. A large scale. Like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, man. How many Batmans they gonna push on us, man? Like, come on. How many Avengers they gonna push on us? How many Rockies they gonna push on us? How many Creeds they gonna push on us? And I'm not mad at the people getting the money. I'm just focused on the point. They keep pushing all that. And what majority of people do? Not everybody, majority though. At least 75 to 80% of the world gobble it up. Gobble it up. Some people gonna say, man, I don't even watch none of that. Okay, that's you. I said majority of. If you're not in the majority, you're in the minority, appreciate that. But majority of. It's like 1,000 Rockies and now it's like 800 Creeds. It's the same storyline. That's what I'm talking about. Rocky had 100,000 fights. Now, okay, the dude he first fought, Apollo, passed away. Now they got his son doing something similar to Rocky. It ain't too much different from Rocky. And it still consists of fighting and boxing. But now I know what? I'm a hater. You just mad you ain't in the movie. You just mad you ain't making money. Nah, I have nothing to do with no money. It have nothing to do with me wanting to be in the movie. Got something to do with it's the same storyline with different people. That's what this is about. They recycling the same thing. That's the case. Why your wife can't recycle the same thing? Why your husband can't recycle the same thing? Why your brother can't recycle the same thing? Why your mother can't recycle the same thing? Why your father can't do it? Why your classmates can't do it? Why your co-workers can't do it? Why your neighbors can't do it? Recycle the same thing and give it to you just in another way to make it look different. They give you the same sandwich. They give you peanut butter and jelly. They're going to toast it this time. Next time, they're going to put it on a bagel. Next time, they're going to put it on a croissant. It's still peanut butter and jelly, though. You're going to start tripping. I'm tired of peanut butter and jelly. That's what Hollywood doing. Giving you the same sandwich. They're just making it look different, but it's the same sandwich. Like I said, they're giving you peanut butter and jelly. They're going to put it on the bagel. All right, you're going to eat that. It's a plain bagel. They'll give you a sesame seed bagel. They'll give you a cinnamon raisin bagel. That's 3 different bagels, but it's still peanut butter and jelly. They're going to put it on a croissant, still peanut butter and jelly. They'll give it to you on wheat bread, still peanut butter and jelly. They don't give it to you on rye bread, still peanut butter and jelly. Give it to you on sourdough bread, still peanut butter and jelly. Give it to you on a corn muffin, still peanut butter and jelly. That's what Hollywood is doing. That's what Hollywood is doing. That's what the movie and the film industry is doing. Same old thing over and over. Same old movies over and over. So when people do it in life, the issue becomes they're not popular. They're not worth idol worshiping. That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't have enough subscribers to do that yet. I don't got a check mark yet. When I get that, I could do the same old thing, you the same old thing. People still gonna come back. Still gonna come back. Give you the same old thing. So when I get enough subscribers or check mark, I can keep giving you the same thing. You ain't gonna say nothing. But since I don't have that, I can't talk about that. I can't give you the same thing. I gotta work harder than them because they got a name. They got a check mark. They got status quo. And everybody else is following and looking up to them. So that's another thing about the idol worshiping. People don't want to feel left out. They don't want to feel left out. It's like, how you didn't hear such and such? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. They're going to hear about me. They're going to hear me. Because I know I'm somebody and I know I'm doing something. They're going to hear about me. They're going to hear who I am. They're going to want to meet me. Or you think a lot of yourself? Nah. I just don't think that much about other people. I'm going to say it again. It's not that I think that highly of myself. I just don't think that much of other people to be singing their praise all the time. That's what this is about. I'm not going to be putting myself down and look up at other people. Nah, looking up to me. Got to be an example for myself. Got to be a role model for me. Like I said, because the more you looking up at people, they got to look down there. If you looking up at them, they got to be looking down at you because y'all ain't seeing eye to eye. So if you looking up to these stars and celebrities and all that, they not looking up to you. They looking down on you because you looking up to them, right? Oh, I get it. I'm just talking again. I'm just being a hater. No problem. At least I'm not looking up to them people, though. Looking up to me. I worship me. I know, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, they're gonna want to meet me one day. Because say where they got where they at or where they was going, they thought highly of themselves. That's why other people started to do it. Because they did. So I'm not gonna be looking up to status quo and check marks and oh, they're a celebrity. What's that? They're a human being. Just a little bit more people know them than they know me. No problem. They got a little access to more things than me. No problem. Just because they got all those things, they put on their pants like I do. One leg at a time. They got to tie their shoes just like I do. They got to take a shower or bath just like I do. Their tub might be different. Their soap might be different. Their living arrangements might be different, but they got to do what I got to do. That's how this works. That's how this goes. Because they got a check mark, they can get away with it. Because they got status quo, they can get away with it. But I'm going to let somebody chastise me and criticize me? Never. I ain't having that. I'm going to tell that person, you a hater. You a hater. You hating on me. How am I hating on you? Because you telling me who I am and what I ain't. And you looking up to another man or another woman. Look up to yourself. I don't want nobody to look up to me. I always say I don't want nobody to follow me, not even my own kids. Go back on my timeline. And that's another thing. Go back on my timeline to see what I've been saying. You know how many things I've been said that I've been said that. I ain't worried about being first. I know what I've been said. I know what I've been about. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody at all. And I never will. I'll establish some things. I'll show certain things, but I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. Why should I? Why should I do that? For their curiosity? For their ego? Nah, never that. Never that. That ain't going to happen. But Hollywood has been getting away with this for decades. For decades. Same movie scripts, switching up the actors, switching up the scenery. Storyline similar. Storyline similar. Some people like, damn, it's like I've seen this before. Yeah, you did. They changed up the scenery and the cast of characters. But you've seen it before. You've seen it before. But they don't care. And they're going to keep selling these same old things. They're making money off recycled things. See, me, I understand. I used to do recyclables. It's called bottles and cans. So I made money off of scraps, off the same old thing, bottles and cans. I get it. I did it. That's why I don't have an issue with it. I have an issue with that. On a large scale, the masses is allowing it to happen. And when people doing it on the internet that don't have a name or status quo, something is said about it. Or when it's called out, the blame game coming, you a hater. You just mad. Who hurt you, king? Who hurt you, queen? I ain't hurt. Just calling it out. And it's diabolical to me that on a large scale, this is being allowed to happen. They could just put anything out there. It's like, all right, the mass is going to draw to it, and it ain't nothing. It ain't just movies, but it happens a lot more and easier with TV, because television is one of the greatest, not the, but one of the greatest ways to control a mind. Because they got your eyes, your brain, and your ears. So you might not be watching, so they're going to get you to listen. If you ain't listening, they'll get you to think about it or be focused on it. Because they got a lot of different ways to get you with that dopamine. Because like I said, they know it's a temporary high. And they know you're going to need that fix. It's like a sugar rush. You eat something with the sugar, that rush died out. It's like, you get tired. So you either go to sleep or you go back for more sugar. So it's like when boredom kick in. You go for that dopamine. You get that quick rush. Then you get tired of it, go to sleep. Get up, looking for another quick dopamine rush. And it got like that with the internet too. People be on the internet all day scrolling. Find something beneficiary, it don't keep popping up in your algorithm. Things that ain't about nothing keep popping up. That's what Hollywood will do to you, do for you. Have things that don't mean nothing popping up. Same old nothingness in the algorithms. Problems, headaches, drama, foolishness, pettiness. Ain't about nothing. But it'll pop up in that good old algorithm, though. Because they know what people going to do. Oh, let me listen to this. What happened with this singer? What happened with this actor? What happened with this athlete? Forget their own lives. Forget their own problems. Because the people who do this understand that people want to look into other people's lives so they can forget about their own. My life going to always be more important than somebody else's. I don't care who they are, what they do. How am I going to ignore my life to pay attention to what somebody else got going on? I'm going to do that. How foolish am I? How idiotic am I? How selfish am I to my own self that I'm not going to pay me attention because I'm going to worry about what the athlete is doing, what the entertainer's doing, what the singer, or whoever's doing. I'm going to ignore me. I deserve whatever come my way. That's what I get. That's what I get. Because I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. I can't put that on them. That's my bad. I should have been paying attention. Period. What I should have been doing. Should have been paying attention. But I wasn't. Because I need to keep up with what they doing. What they got going on is way more important than what I got going on. How foolish am I to think like that? And I get it, no, it ain't that serious. It is. For certain people, not everybody. Certain people, they order like that. They worrying about athletes and singers and entertainers and all that, what they doing. Like, wow. I'm not questioning why they doing it. I'm questioning why are they more relevant than you? Why are they? Gotta love yourself, right? See, I love me, so I don't care. They don't need me to make money. They don't need me to be in their business. I'm just focused like that. I'm taken away from me by worrying about them. That's what's going on. Taken away from me, worrying about them. I ain't doing it. Not gonna take away from me. No, people gonna criticize it. I don't care. Just not gonna take away from me doing that no more though. Like, you know what? Let me pay attention to nope. I'm good off that. I'm not doing it. Good off that. I ain't gonna do it. It ain't about nothing. So I got to stop prioritizing me. Oh, this person went here. Oh, they did this. So that's their life. That's their life. Like I said before, that's how come Hollywood is able to get away with what they get away, because they know people idol worship. People idol worship. They look up to these people. Look up to yourself. You got a life. Your life is a movie. It don't matter if you think other people going to think is entertaining or educational or beneficial or whatever you're going to think. That's not the point. It's still your life. This is my life. It don't matter what somebody think about it. It's happy, it's sad, it's depressing, it's moody, it's cranky, it's whatever. It's broke, it's rich, it's smart, it's dumb. I don't care. It's still my life. It's still my life. So whoever gonna look at like, oh, my life is boring, okay. Or you broke, or your life ain't entertaining, or your life ain't educational, or whatever they gonna say, I don't care. It's still my life, and I gotta live it. I'm not looking up to them in their life. Now, if they're gonna give me some advice or some education or some information or something that I could benefit from in regards to helping me or enhancing me, thank you. But to actually study it and worry about it and turn it into my life or look to make a career from it or out of it, nah. That's why a lot of people go through what they go through, because they look up to these people. And like I said, when it's called out, some people play the victim card. Nah, I don't look up to none of them people. Okay. All right. Okay. That's what you say. See, I learned I don't, because nothing I'm doing is based around other people. It's based around things that happen in life. This is what's going on in life. Hollywood has been able to recycle the same things and push it out there. Not only them, I just wanted to speak about Hollywood in particular, but it's happening with the food industry. It's happening with the clothing industry. It's happening with shoe and sneaker companies. It's happening in the music industry. It's happening with sports. So it's not just movies. I just want to speak about that. Because when it happens on the internet, I see a lot of people have like allegedly internet problems. And it's like, well, okay, maybe that could have been avoided if they're not so consumed with somebody else allegedly not saying and doing nothing. Because movies say and do nothing. It's 3 and 4 parts of movies that I know some people have seen. And they ain't even putting that much energy into, like, now, okay, if they got a platform, yo, call out these directors, keep calling them out, keep calling out these producers, keep calling out these sports people, keep calling out these so-called singers or rappers or whoever. Keep calling them out. They're doing the same thing. They're giving you the same product. Oh no, but can't call them out. Idol worshiping, can't call them out. Status quo, check mark. I don't want to be left out of the crowd. Everybody else liking them. If I don't like them, I'm gonna look like a hater. I don't like them. It don't matter how I look. I like me. I look up to me. I've been doing this way before a lot of other people that got names and check marks and status quo had podcasts. I just like I was making music. I stopped and brought it back. But before I go out there and say this, that about people making music, I just make my own. Whoever like it, I appreciate it. Whoever don't, no problem. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing me. Whoever like it, I appreciate it. Whoever don't, God bless them. I'm not doing me to worry about what somebody else is going to think about it. That's why it's called me and doing me. I'm not doing everybody. I'm not doing the world. I'm doing yours truly. So I'm not worried about who, what, when, where, why. Nah. There are other things I'm focused on. It ain't that. That's why I got my mottos. Listen, learn, listen. My platform ain't for you. Unsubscribe. Don't recommend. Not interested. Stay blessed. Whoever don't want to be around, don't. Whoever here, appreciate you stopping by. You coming back? Thank you. Do I have the mentality that everything I say and do people gonna like? No. No. Because I know everything I say and do shouldn't be liked. Because now that means people just being fake. Because nothing nobody's gonna say and do everybody or people are gonna always like. But when people idol worship, they don't know how to stop being starstruck. And that's what Hollywood is able to do, have people starstruck. They're not gonna say nothing. When part 3 of a movie come out, like, man, part 2 wasn't all that. I hope part 3 be better. You still sticking around for part 3? You still sticking around for part 4? You that caught up in somebody else's life, or you that caught up in a movie script? And I get it. Starstruck. Starstruck. It's the name. The idol worshiping. I don't want to be left out. I don't want to be left out the herd in the pack when everybody else is talking about this star, this celebrity, this entertainer. I don't want to be like, who, what happened? Why do I care what happened? They ain't feeding me. They ain't paying my bills. If anything, I'm taking away from my bills. The idol worship them. Taking away from my bills. The idol worship them. To buy their products. To pay for movies. To pay for the products they're endorsing. Just being realistic about it. Does that mean I dislike them? No. It just means I'm not going to be idol worshiping, though. I'm not going to be doing it. Not going to be idol worshiping, though. There's other things going on. And for me, that ain't one of them. For me, that ain't one of them. I'm not going to be doing that. Let them live their life. And I don't believe or see it as they public figures either. They're a person. Like I said on another one of my videos, how I see it is they should be given a little bit more privacy than others because they are unable to live their life like the average person. They can't just go to a store or a mall or a supermarket. They're going to need security, bodyguards. They can't just do what an average person could do. So it's ironic to me how people say they don't like people in their business, but it's all right to mind other people's business. I'm going to say that again. It's funny how certain people say why people in their business and people need to mind their business, but they're in other people's business. Oh, it's easy to do that. There's somebody, I want to be in their business because they got money. They got a lot of women, or they got a lot of men, or they got nice cars. They got jewelry. They live in a mansion. I want to know what that's like. Get on your grind. Get on your grind. You can achieve these things as well. Get on your grind. It may not come how it came for them, but as long as you're on your grind, it'll come. And don't compare yourself to them and what they have. Compare yourself to you and what you can get or what you can obtain. I don't compare myself to nobody but me. I'm thankful that I stopped doing that. I stopped comparing myself to other people and what they have and what they do or what they got or what they can get. I compare me to me and what I have and what I'm looking to get and or what I can obtain. But I'm not going to compare me and say, oh, well, Jane Doe and John Doe, they got this. Me and my woman need to get that. They got 3 cars. They got 2 homes. Him and his woman, they got furs. They got chinchillas. Their kids have their college tuition already paid. God bless them. But I got to grind and do what I got to do the way I got to do it for me and mine. But I'm not going to compare me to other people. I don't care what their status quo is. Bless them for their status quo, yes. But I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Don't matter to me. Oh, well, they got cars, they got jewelry, they always on TV. Okay, that's their life. It ain't mine. And I'm not influenced by somebody else's lifestyle to that level where it's like, man, I want to be like I said, when I was coming up watching basketball, I didn't want to be like the players. And I did like the NBA. And I did watch the games. I did like it, but I didn't want to be like them. I wanted to be like myself. And like I said, I compare me to me. So I don't care who try to compare me to. That's what they did. I'm not doing that. Just like I'm not going to compare somebody to somebody else. I'm going to compare them, to the body of work that I've seen them doing, but not compare them to somebody else. I'm not going to do that because that would be giving them too much credit and it would be depriving them. I'm giving them too much credit because now by me comparing them to somebody else, they might not even be at that level yet. And for me to compare them to somebody else that might be beneath them, they may be above that. So I'm going to compare them, to the body of work that I've seen that they put out. Like I'm gonna tell somebody, oh, well, you're a sports person. You ain't Stephen A. You're not Howard Cosell. You're not Marv Albert. It's like, what? They them. They them. So I would be right by telling them they're not them because they're not. They're themselves. I'm myself. So whoever want to compare me, that they already showed me that they putting themselves at a disadvantage by comparing me to somebody else that I know I don't want to be. I don't aspire to be. I aspire to be me. That's why I changed the whole name of my podcast too to my real name. So I ain't even got to worry about none of that. I be me. Everybody else take it. So I ain't got to go back and forth about all that no more. Hollywood has been doing this for decades. The same narrative over and over and over. Same thing over and over. And it ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. This is going to be like a lot of my lives, a lot of my videos, overlooked. And you know what? I love that. I appreciate it. You know why I appreciate it? Is because my stance on things is going to never change. I'm going to be firm. My audience is not going to make me change. It don't matter who clap or who frown, who smile or who cry, who laugh, who believe, who disbelieve. I'm not here to change anybody's mind in a good way or bad way. I'm just here to be me and stand firm in my convictions about the things that's relevant in life. I pray everybody be who they are. Stop looking to look up to people and be like other people. Be you. See, the issue is people love being other people because they're not happy or comfortable with themselves. See, I'm happy and comfortable with me. I done been through so much. So it don't matter. Somebody tell me what I ain't. Okay. You saying I'm not that. I'm not trying to be that. I'm being me. You don't know me, so how you going to tell me how to be me? But do you know yourself? So you can tell yourself how to be a better version of yourself. That's the thing. That's the issue. Do you know yourself? Be a better version of yourself. That's relevant. That's what's important. Becoming a better version of yourself. That's what matters. Being a better version of yourself. That's what's going on. And another thing that I appreciate about what I do, no friction. No friction. I appreciate that. So that's why I do what I do and I go the way I go. No friction. No friction. And that energy and them vibes, it'll come back through for me. It'll come back through. And when it do, I'll be mentally, spiritually, psychologically, and verbally prepared to embrace those who bring that similar energy, similar vibes. I'll be ready to embrace them wholeheartedly. So that's why it means nothing to me. Because psychologically and mentally and spiritually, and from a verbal standpoint, I'm going to learn how to reciprocate it. So when they do roll up, I'm already prepared for it. Oh, because they're going to roll up. They're going to pull up. And another thing about it, it won't be forced. It won't be forced down nobody's throat. That's another reason I don't drop videos every day. It's another reason I don't go live every day. Because I don't need followers. I don't need that. I ain't worried about that. What'll be appreciated is true supporters, true believers, people being true to themselves, people who understand what modesty and sincerity is and honesty is. And they'll look forward to that. And they won't let other things, other people distract them or convince them that they are being a follower or they are being a hater or they could do better or they know better. They're going to know how to, for one, stand up for themselves without altercation. For two, they're going to know how to stand out by themselves and be their own person and their own individual and not feed into unnecessary nothingness and stand up and stand out for something that means something and not want to fight and argue and debate and dispute about nothing. Foolishness, stupidity, self-hate, anger, animosity. They ain't about nothing. Because it looks to be, or it appears to be, you'll get attention when you do that. Or it sells. Or you'll get recognition. I'm going to get all that in due time. It's going to come. It's going to come. It's not about how many views I got. It's about who view it. It's not about how many likes I got or the likes I get. It's about who like it. It's not about how many subscribers I got. It's about who subscribed. See, that's the type of frequency I'm on. That's how I operate. It's not about none of that other stuff no more because it ain't getting me anywhere. Can't speak for other people. Me, it ain't getting me nowhere. So for the people that understand, I appreciate it. For those who don't, listen to learn, learn to listen. Stay blessed, stay focused. But you shouldn't need nobody to motivate you. Motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. Shouldn't need nobody to motivate you. You do it for yourself. It's that simple. You motivate you. Shouldn't need nobody to do that for you. But yeah, Hollywood, they've been getting away with the same old things for years. Stumble upon us on the replay, hit that like button, share this. If you're new, what I need you to do, subscribe. When I need you to do it now. And remember, my platform waiting for you. Don't recommend, not interested, unsubscribe. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Because I'm blessed, not stressed, and I don't deal with no mess. All right? So remember that. Stay blessed. I'm not stressed. I don't deal with no mess. I have no issues, no quarrels, none of that. And I'm going to keep it that way because I'm focused on me and I'm focused on the things that's going to better me and better those who want to better themselves. But it got to start with you first. Look up to you, look into you, and look at you. Look up to you, look into you, and look at you. Stop worrying about idol worshiping. Stop worrying about following someone else around because of what they got. Oh, they got this, they got that. Okay. You can get it. Just keep working. Keep working. You can get it for you. Keep working. What you can do, you get it for yourself. Gotta keep working though. It's the bottom line. Just keep going. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. You'll get there. You'll get there. But until then, mind the business that pay you. That's how that go. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum. Peace of power. Shalom. Peace, world.